What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited for today's video. I feel like I say that about every video. But in today's video, I'm going to break down my roll that I had with Todd, who's my boyfriend. But before we get into the video, I want to make a tiny disclaimer. Okay, so I've mentioned before, Todd is a black belt. He's about 215, 220 pounds. I'm a purple belt. I'm about 135, 140. So there is quite the difference. One, that he's a male, I'm a female. He's a black belt, I'm a purple belt, and he is way heavier than I am. So needless to say, this roll it's not a competitive roll. It's just a fun, flowy kind of roll. Not every roll has to be till the death, okay? So I don't want anybody coming up on here leaving comments like,
she's just a girl. If he really tried, he could beat her up in 2 seconds.
Or,
he's not actually trying. This is stupid. Blah, 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 blah.
like, obviously he's not rolling at a high percentage that he would if he was rolling another guy, another black belt, in competition. Like, we all know this, duh. So now that we've got that silliness out of the way, if you're interested in watching this video, having me break it down for you, and seeing some technical jujitsu from people that are completely different rolling together, then stay tuned for the video. Okay, so as always, we start the roll with a fist bump. And now we get things going. We are just feeling each other out. We are hand fighting. We're both looking for inside positioning. We're breaking each other's grips, and then you will see me make a failed attempt at an arm drag to the back. So then I immediately sit to shin on shin and transition into single leg X. But he does a good job of keeping my left foot off his hip because he knows that I want to start reaping the knee, which I then try to do, but I have a hard time of maneuvering my hips to expose his heel. I'm also a little worried about a possible Estima lock that he's setting up. So I go to grab his far ankle. I start to shift his weight a little bit so that I can come up on top with an X guard sweep. Now that I'm up on top, I want to start controlling his shins and ideally get him flat to the floor. Now we're grip fighting. I go to grab behind his ankles to get his back flat. Now that he is, I can step in with my right foot, keep my far hand on his hip, near side hand on the knee, and back step out of there. But that doesn't work because he then inverts, and now I'm just trying to make sure he doesn't come underneath to start attacking my leg. Now again, we're both grip fighting. He goes to grab my leg and I see his arm extended, so I roll for the Kimura, but that doesn't work because he keeps his knee in the center. So I sit escape back and then immediately come again forward to shin on shin and then transition into X guard. I try to maneuver his weight. As I feel his weight comes back towards me, I transition to single leg X and come up for the sweep. Here we are hand fighting. I'm trying to get inside positioning with my right foot. I grab his head so that I can get my right knee to his sternum to float past, but that doesn't work because he elevates me and I'm not able to do a pass. Here, he gets control of my foot and he's trying to get good control of my knees. So that's what I'm worried about now. I then try to roll through to come up and grab the hips to potentially take the back, but he has a good bite on my knee here for a knee bar. I realize that, so I just want to get the heck out of there. So I push away, butt scoot away to get my knee free. Now here we are just both gauging the distance, hand fighting a little bit. I try to get him flat to his back and I realize a leg drag is there, but he does a good job of inverting. I slide my shin over so that I can flatten his hips and potentially get to side mount. Here I get a body lock on him and I also bring my left foot over so that I control both of his legs and get a figure four. Now I'm going to start to slide up even farther. I push his knee through so that I can slide up into kind of like this not quite S-mount positioning. I get a gift wrap. I slide my knee all the way behind his head so I can easily transition into the back. Here, he's just protecting his neck. I go to grab my shin to potentially get a reverse triangle, but I realize that I definitely don't have it. So as he starts to defend, I go then into an armbar, which he then hitchhikes out of. So as he starts to come towards me, I transition my hips to go to an omoplata. He rolls through, but I come on top anyway. And now I kind of get caught in a kind of close guard. He doesn't exactly close up his guard because he underhooks my left leg with his right hand. And he's going to try to swing his left leg around to go into a leg attack. So that's what I'm worried about now. So as I kind of backstep out of that, he transitioned to my opposite leg. And again, he's trying to expose my heel for a leg attack. I step out of that once again, and I'm just trying to get the heck out of there. He inverts, and I just want to prevent him from coming underneath, so I'm trying to get control of his hips. I don't do a good job of that, so now I'm trying to retain my guard or get it back altogether, but he's keeping his hand in my hip, so that makes it kind of hard. Again, I'm in shin on shin. I go to transition into X guard, but he rolls through. So I want to make sure I'm keeping control of his legs and his hips, because ideally I want to try to come up and take the back. That doesn't really work, and I realize that, so I come around and I come up on top anyway. He then goes for a guillotine, and to get the heck out of there, I jump to the opposite side. I'm trying to keep control of his hips here by keeping my shoulder and head in his hips, but he tries to invert. He goes to turtle. I try to take his back, but I can't get a seatbelt grip. Let's see. Still fighting for that seatbelt grip. I have control of his hips so I don't lose the back, but he tries to invert and then rolls to his side. So now here I get a body lock so I can keep his hips collapsed, and I try to come around to the back, but it's hard to see, but he does have a hook with his right foot, which then you'll see he kind of flops me over to the side and he starts working into a mount position. I realize that, so I immediately transition into single leg X. That doesn't really work. I try to reap the knee, but I don't have a good bite. And then once I realize that, I try to come underneath so that I can get to 50-50. And from there, ideally going for an inside heel hook, but he starts to stand, so that makes it really hard. Now, I let go of that. I try to come around to the back, but he's controlling both of my feet, so I can't make hooks behind his knees to get to the back. So he sits and I come up for the sweep. Again, trying to flatten him out, backstep out of there. He's going to go to invert, and then thank goodness the timer goes off. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more content like this of technique, of me rolling with different people, let me know in the comments. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you are not subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel. I really, really appreciate it. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. And until the next video, I will see you guys next time.